We have here verse 1 of chapter 10 of the Gospel of John. It's a new chapter, although it seems that we have a continuation of the conversation that was taking place in the end of the previous chapter, in which Jesus was talking about those who were blind and those who see, of course, coming out of the healing of a man who had been born blind. And he indicates that in some ways he had come into this world to make those who were blind able to see, and at the same time those who thought they could see to reduce them to blindness. And of course, the fairly thinly veiled reference at that point was to these religious leaders who were indeed those who prided themselves in being able to see so much, and yet were really blind. And in some ways the ministry of Christ confirmed that. In some ways this statement, verse 1 of chapter 10, just continues the thought as Jesus makes the distinction now between those who are true shepherds, you might say, and those who are false shepherds, really picking up a theme that we find here and there in the Old Testament as well. So amen, amen, of course, adding great weight to what he's about to say, the double affirmation of the truth of it, lego, first person singular, present active indicative of lego, I say, humen, direct object, dative, plural, I say to you. And then the participle here, ho, the, it's an article, and then the negation used with non-indicative moods, so the not, aserkamenos. This is from eis erkomai, to enter, to go in. This is the present active participle. It's middle in form, active in meaning. It's the masculine singular nominative, and so that's why this article is also in the nominative. So the entering one, we would say so far, the distinctive participle construction in Greek, the one who enters, dia, here used with the genitive, in which it means through. So through, tes, the feminine, genitive singular article, through the thuros. Thuros is the word for door. It can also mean a gate. It's a feminine noun in Greek, so the one who enters through the gate. Eis, then another proposition, takes the accusative here. Eis, tain, this is into, tain, the accusative feminine article, into the alain. Alain is something like a field. It can mean a fold, as in a sheepfold, something like that. The entire phrase sort of comes together, so it's the alain tone, probaton. Probaton, the genitive plural of the word for sheep, so the field of the sheep or the fold of the sheep, and customarily translated a sheepfold. So the one who enters through the door into the sheepfold, meaning the correct door, the proper door, except that it's negated here. So the one who does not enter through the proper door, Allah, strong conjunction, anabainon. And of course here we have another participle which is in the same construction as this one, only this is the word anabaino. It means to go up, and the suggestion here would be to climb up. So again, what we have is the present active participle, masculine singular nominative, once again going back to that article. So the not entering but the climbing up would be the idea. Alakothen is an indeclinable adverb. It means another way, some other way. It's really, it stands on its own. There's nothing more you can do with it. It's fairly rare in the New Testament, but climbs up some other way. Ekenos, the demonstrative pronoun, masculine, singular, nominative, that one, and then kleptes. Kleptes is a word that means a thief. We have the word kleptomaniac from that, for example. It's declined the same way as the word prophetes or mathetes. And it's so it's that one is a thief. Usually it implies one who's working more surreptitiously, kind of under the radar, you might say. In the New Testament, Judas was described as a thief, but obviously he wasn't doing this in some sort of open or violent manner. So that one, a thief, estin, third person singular, present active indicative of eimi, I am. So a thief, that one is kai, and then lestes. This means a robber, and it does definitely imply more of a violent kind of action, someone that might pull a gun on you, that sort of thing. So Jesus clumps them both together here. Anyone that doesn't enter the sheepfold by the appropriate manner, but goes climbing up over the fence, as it were, is not only one who is not doing the right thing, but actually is intent on doing very much the wrong thing and wreaking violence among the sheep. And of course, the implied message here is that that's exactly what these religious leaders are up to. And so the criticism that Jesus was maintaining in the previous chapter appears to be continuing unabated as we now launch into chapter 10.